Jack Squad. Hey y'all, this your girl Jackie with a Q. Listen, I finally watched the Gucci Man Keyshia interview at the Breakfast Club, right? Now, let me preface this by saying I don't know the before Gucci Man. I ain't know him. I just knew his music. I ain't know how he act, how he talk, how he walk, how big, how much of a thug he was. I ain't know none of that stuff. I didn't know that. All I know was I liked his music. That's it, right? So I've been talking to people that know his before, right? And know now. Now, after me watching it, I'm glad I didn't know his before. Because after watching it, to me, it seems like he went to the penitentiary, thought, got his mind right, knew this ain't what I want to do, the drugs, the alcohol, whatever he was doing to induce his psychosis, right? Now, they say it's schizophrenia. Maybe, and from what I know, schizophrenia has an onset of 18, 19, right? So when he was having these episodes, if he's a schizophrenic now, he's been a schizophrenic, right? I don't know how someone that's a schizophrenic can go so many years without being medicated, but a lot of people self-medicate, right? So my take on it is he went to the penitentiary. He said he didn't have nobody to trust. He trusted Keyshia. She built it. She quadrupled the money or whatever she did with the money, right? Then he wanted to change himself. And for those of you who have never been on drugs or don't know nobody on drugs, there is a metamorphosis, so to speak, that occurs, right? And you will look different than you did when you was on drugs. You will, right? Also, as you age and mature, your look will differ, right? So my take on it is he went to the penitentiary and grew up. He went to the penitentiary and said, I don't ever want to be here again. I don't ever want to be that person again. And I'm going to do my best to be who I need to be, right? So he's got Keyshia, and Keisha's watching this. Now, I would really like to have a conversation with her, like, because to deal with somebody who has a mental disorder takes a lot, right? And evidently, she really loved Gucci, because she said he would stand outside for 24 hours and all that kind of crazy stuff, right? So she loved him enough to see about him and make sure he got the care that he needed. But when somebody is active in the mental illness, it's hard to rein them in. It's hard to rein them in, right? And he said he would talk to people crazy and all that stuff like that. I'm still not sure if it's schizophrenia, but if that's what they're calling it, fine. Just because I know the onset is young, right? But if he has a mental illness, he has a mental illness. But I just don't think it's schizophrenia. But it's something, though. But he didn't want to be that. And in order for him to not to be that, he needed to be away from the peoples. He needed to get loved on. He needed to get cared for, which is what Keyshia says she is doing. When she said all he got to do is go to the studio and whatever else she said, and I got everything else, that explains that. He's incapable, or he's afraid to do anything else outside the box of going to the studio and coming back home, right? Now, he has to, this will be his life forever, right? And he says he's happy with it, and I hope he stays happy with it, right? But I don't believe that he's been cloned. I don't believe he unalived, and that's not Gucci. I just believe that he went to the penitentiary, he grew up, and then he tried to get a healing for his mental health, and that's what he's doing. He's actively in recovery from drugs and alcohol, as well as getting his mind right. That's what you all see. And a lot of times when people do not want to do drugs anymore. They can't be around where they used to be. Like he says, East Atlanta triggers him. I get all that, right? He can't be around that. He can't be around certain areas. He can't be around certain people. That's because he is still healing. He is still in recovery. And he's trying to recover fully and wholly, right? So I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see her as the handler. And she came from outer space, wherever the handlers come from, right? I think this is a woman that loved him, cares about him. And let's just say she don't love him and don't care about him. She's getting something out the deal, right? So this is somebody that's taking care of him and loving on him the way a partner does. The way a partner does. And if this looks strange to a lot of people, it may be because you have never taken care of anybody and loved on anybody, or two, nobody's never done it to you. And if you're in a relationship, you're in a partnership, that's what you do. Until you just can't take it no longer. Now, she said she's not afraid of him, and she's not afraid of him. And I think she said he hasn't had an episode in such and such a time. I don't remember. But I don't see the sunglasses. The sunglasses may be a form of security for him. The sunglasses may be a form of security for him. He feels safe with the sunglasses on. I don't think his eyes is white. Y'all had me thinking his eyes was white. He was an alien and all of the things, right? But if you just take a step back and look at it for what it's worth, a lot of people don't know people. I know lots of people, who are in recovery. I had relatives that had mental illness issues. And so they do go through a transformation, whether it's in or out of it, right? If you get older, you do go through a transformation. If you lose weight, gain weight, you do go through a transformation, and you do look differently. Right? He got all the tattoos off, got the gold out. He's trying to be a better man. Now, that's what I'm saying for right now, from what I saw. Like I said, I don't know Thuggish Ruggish Gucci. I ain't know him, right? Not how his mannerisms and how he act. I didn't know that guy, right? But this guy, the way they explain it, the way they're looking, because y'all had me thinking he didn't talk at all. He talked. He said what needed to be said. He may not be a big talker, or he may not want to talk about it a lot. Because I seen an interview with the Breakfast Club from years ago when he was different. He was like, I don't want to talk about that, right? And that still may be his personality. Drugs and alcohol make people act differently. He may not be an extroverted person like y'all think he is. He could very well be an introvert, right? So I didn't see anything wrong with the interview. I saw a couple that's trying to work it out. And of course, the black woman is the strongest. Now, what she did do, and I didn't like, she said, well, he's not strong, I am. I ain't like that. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because we see that you're the strongest. We all know that the black woman is the strongest anyway. We know that, right? I didn't like that she said that. But as far as the interview, I thought it was fine. I don't think that he's an alien. I don't think he's been cloned. And I don't think she's his handler. And if she could be his handler, she's handling him. That's his wife. That's her job. That's her job, right? She got kids by the man. She want to see the best for him, right? He says he loves his kids. He smiled, a big, big smile when talking about the kids. I think Gucci just grew up. He matured. He don't want to go back to the penitentiary. He don't want to be on drugs, alcohol, lean, whatever he was on. He don't want that no more, and he's staying far from that. That's it. That's all.